Today, we're diving into the mysterious and captivating history of ancient Japan. From mythological beginnings to samurai legends, we're unpacking how this island nation transformed into one of the most unique cultures on Earth. So buckle up, grab your imaginary katana, and let's get started. Ancient Japan's history actually begins in the realm of mythology. According to the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki, two of Japan's oldest written records, the islands were created by the gods Izanagi and Izanami. These two divine beings stirred the ocean with a jeweled spear, and as the drops fell, the first islands appeared. Pretty epic, right? But it doesn't stop there. The sun goddess Amaterasu, who is said to be the ancestor of Japan's imperial family, shines her light over the land, literally making the emperor a descendant of the gods. This divine ancestry gave the emperor a sacred status, which influenced Japan's culture and politics for centuries. Now, myth is great and all, but what about actual people? Enter the Jomon period, one of the longest prehistoric eras in Japan's history. The name Jomon means cord-marked and refers to the distinctive pottery decorated with rope-like patterns made by these ancient folks. During this time, Japan was mostly a hunter-gatherer society. Imagine people living in pit houses, fishing with simple tools, hunting wild animals and collecting nuts and berries. The Jomon people were surprisingly artistic too. They crafted intricate figurines called doge that still baffle archaeologists today. One fun fact, the Jomon culture was really ahead of its time in pottery. While most places around the world were still using basic clay pots, the Jomon were crafting some of the oldest known pottery in the world, dating back as far as 14,000 years ago. That's older than the pyramids of Egypt. Fast forward to the Yayoi period, named after the district in Tokyo, where archaeologists first found evidence of this era's culture. This period marks a huge shift in ancient Japan's lifestyle, from hunting and gathering to farming, especially rice cultivation. Rice was like the superfood of ancient Japan. It wasn't just a crop, it shaped society. Farming required organized communities, so villages grew larger and social classes began to form. People started making bronze and iron tools, which meant they could farm more efficiently and make weapons. The Yayoi people also brought new technologies and ideas from the Asian mainland, likely Korea and China. These influences set the stage for early Japanese state formation. And speaking of states, around the late Yayoi period and into the early centuries CE, the Yamato clan started to dominate. The Yamato were the first powerful ruling family who laid the foundation for the imperial lineage that continues to this day. They began uniting various clans under their rule and introduced a centralized government, borrowing heavily from Chinese models of administration. This is when the emperor's role started evolving from a religious figure to an actual political leader. Well, sort of. Real power was often in the hands of powerful nobles and clan leaders. Next up, the Kofun period, named after the giant burial mounds. Kofun means ancient tomb. Picture huge keyhole-shaped mounds scattered across Japan, built for powerful leaders. These mounds weren't just graves, they were a show of power and status. Archaeologists have uncovered some massive kofun with treasures like bronze mirrors, iron weapons, and clay figures called haniwa that were placed around the tombs for protection or ceremonial purposes. During this time, Japan was becoming more connected with continental Asia. The influence of Chinese culture, Buddhism, and writing systems began trickling into Japan. This period set the stage for Japan's classical era by introducing new ideas about government, religion, and culture. One of the biggest game changers in ancient Japan's history was the arrival of Buddhism from Korea in the mid-6th century. Imagine a new religion arriving with dazzling temples, monks in saffron robes, and a whole new way of thinking about life and death. This was the Asuka period, named after the region where the early Japanese court was based. Buddhism quickly gained favor among the elite and the emperor, who used it to legitimize their rule. Temples were built and the arts flourished. This period also saw the creation of Japan's first permanent capital in Nara and the adoption of the Chinese writing system, kanji. Now Japan had a written language to record history, law, and culture. In the Nara period, Japan established its first real bureaucratic government, modeled closely after China's Tang dynasty. The government was organized, the emperor had official power, and Buddhist monasteries gained influence. The city of Nara was a bustling capital with grand temples like Todaiji, which houses the giant bronze Great Buddha statue, one of the largest bronze statues in the world even today. People traveled from far and wide to see this marvel. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Political power struggles and rivalries between clans became intense, and the imperial court's influence was challenged by powerful Buddhist monasteries. If you want to talk about Japan's golden age of classical culture, you're looking at the Heian period. The capital moved to Heian-kyo, modern-day Kyoto, and Japanese culture blossomed like cherry blossoms in spring. The Heian court was obsessed with art, poetry, and aesthetics. This was the time of the famous author Murasaki Shikibu, who wrote The Tale of Genji, often called the world's first novel. The aristocracy spent their days composing poetry, wearing elaborate silk robes, and playing traditional games. Politics was still a bit messy. Real power was slipping from the emperor to the powerful Fujiwara clan, who dominated the court by marrying their daughters to emperors. As the Heian period waned, Japan saw the rise of the samurai, the warrior class who would dominate Japanese society for centuries. Why? Well, the central government was weak, and local clans started to build their own armies for protection and power. These warriors followed the code of bushido, a strict set of ethics emphasizing loyalty, honor, and martial skill. The samurai were not just fighters, they were also bureaucrats and land managers. By the end of the Heian period, the Minamoto clan defeated their rivals in a series of wars, establishing the Kamakura shogunate in 1292, the first military government in Japan. The emperor was still officially the ruler, but real power rested with the shogun, the samurai leader. Fun facts to wrap it up. Did you know the samurai originally didn't wear the iconic armor or carry katanas? Early warriors used bows and arrows. The famous curved katana became popular much later. The Japanese writing system is a blend of three scripts: kanji from China, hiragana, and katakana, both native Japanese inventions, showing how ancient Japan mixed foreign influence with homegrown creativity. Ancient Japan's isolation as an island nation helped it develop a culture that is uniquely its own, mixing Shinto beliefs, Buddhism, and a warrior ethos. So from mythological gods stirring oceans to powerful samurai wielding swords, ancient Japan's history is a thrilling saga of transformation and cultural fusion. This incredible journey laid the groundwork for the Japan we know today, a blend of tradition and innovation. Thanks for sticking with me through this whirlwind tour of ancient Japan. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more history adventures, and drop a comment about which part of Japan's past fascinated you the most.